While Ukraine sleeps, the largest airstrike since the beginning of the war unfolds, swift, brutal, and without warning. In the stillness of night, 728 drones and missiles descend from the sky. It's not just an attack, it's a shockwave of modern warfare, executed with a level of coordination and volume that eclipses anything seen so far. Explosions tear through the silence, air raid sirens wail, and families rush into basements and metro stations, clutching loved ones. One night, one strike, and the very definition of warfare in the 21st century is rewritten. Mainstream media barely scratches the surface. But we take you deeper, into the facts, tactics, and human consequences that others ignore. Subscribe, like, and stay informed, because this war is far from over. The night of the attack marks a turning point. While millions across Ukraine are asleep, the country is struck by the heaviest and most far-reaching aerial assault since Russia's full-scale invasion in 2022. But this isn't just a military operation. It's a statement. And it echoes far beyond the Ukrainian skies. Russia launches a wave of over 700 drones, primarily Iran models, modified versions of Iran's Shahed series drones. These are accompanied by decoys designed to trick Ukrainian radar and anti-aircraft systems. The barrage doesn't stop there. 7 cruise missiles of the Kh-101 type and 6 hypersonic Kinjal missiles follow. In total, 728 drones and 13 missiles, a scale unprecedented in this war. Ukraine's air defenses go into overdrive. Through the night, radar systems scan the skies relentlessly. Anti-aircraft operators, sleep-deprived and under constant pressure, manage to intercept over 700 targets. It's an impressive feat, considering the sheer scale and the mix of threats. But even a 95% success rate leaves room for devastation. Some drones and missiles break through. In the western region of Volyn, dozens of incoming threats target the city of Lutsk. Fires erupt in industrial facilities and storage yards. While no deaths are immediately reported, the psychological toll is immense. Sirens blare through the night, and local emergency services battle flames well into the morning. Kyiv is also hit hard. The capital's skies glow with anti-aircraft tracers. Loud explosions shake neighborhoods, and falling debris sets multiple buildings on fire. At least 6 people are injured, civilians caught by shrapnel or trapped in burning apartments. Footage from the capital shows smoke billowing across rooftops as fire crews race between impact sites. But what makes this attack truly alarming is not just its intensity, it's its range. Russia's offensive reaches far beyond the usual targets in eastern and southern Ukraine. Cities and regions previously considered relatively safe, Khmelnytsky, Ternopil, Zaporizhzhia, Sumy, Dnipro, are all struck. In areas near the Polish border, air raid alerts are triggered. Polish fighter jets are scrambled, not to intercept, but to monitor and prepare. The threat is growing, and it's getting closer to NATO territory. The strategy is clear: saturate Ukrainian air defenses, overwhelm their radar systems, and stretch their resources to the breaking point. Ukraine's most advanced air defense systems, Patriot, NASAMS, IRIS-T, are concentrated around key cities. That leaves rural and smaller urban areas exposed. The more targets Russia creates, the thinner Ukraine's defenses are spread. Complicating the situation further is Russia's use of decoys and dummy drones. These low-cost replicas mimic the radar signature of real drones, forcing Ukraine to waste valuable, expensive interceptor missiles. It's an attrition tactic. One missile fired at a decoy costs tens of thousands of dollars, while the decoy costs a fraction of that. So how can Russia sustain such a massive drone campaign? The answer lies in industrial scaling. Military analysts estimate that in June and July of 2025 alone, Russia produced up to 3,000 Shahed-type drones per month, along with a similar number of decoys. Many of these drones use components sourced from China: microchips, navigation modules, and engines. In parallel, satellite images show up to 15 new drone launch facilities built or under construction across Russian and occupied territory. Ukraine, meanwhile, is being pushed to its technological and logistical limits. In May 2024, Ukrainian air defenses intercepted just over 350 drones. By June 2025, that number had surged past 5,000, including decoys. Experts now believe that Russia is preparing to launch waves of up to 1,000 drones in a single coordinated attack. If that happens, even Ukraine's most modern defense systems will be tested like never before. Despite successfully intercepting most of the aerial threats, the damage is real. In Kyiv and Kherson, civilians were injured by falling debris. In Lutsk, industrial infrastructure was heavily damaged by fire. These strikes highlight a critical reality. Even with high interception rates, volume alone can cause chaos. President Zelensky responded swiftly, calling for increased sanctions on Russia and urgently appealing to Western partners for more air defense systems and ammunition. Ukrainian officials stress that while their systems are effective, they are burning through interceptor stockpiles at an unsustainable rate, especially the high-cost missiles used by Patriot batteries. This is precisely Russia's goal: bleed Ukraine's defenses dry. And so far, the strategy is having an impact. Russian state media wasted no time in celebrating the attack. Videos of explosions, drone launches, and burning warehouses flooded pro-Kremlin channels. Analysts on Russian TV framed the assault as a demonstration of superiority in modern warfare. They emphasized the combined use of decoys, drones, cruise missiles, and hypersonics as a tactical evolution meant to cripple Ukraine's infrastructure and morale. On the Ukrainian side, the human cost is rising. Across the country, civilians describe nights spent in bomb shelters, metro stations, and basements. Many say they've stopped sleeping altogether. The sound of sirens and distant explosions is no longer shocking. It's routine. Cities that once felt relatively untouched are now frontline targets. International reactions have been swift but cautious. Poland's immediate response to raise its air readiness signals just how serious the escalation is. NATO countries are watching closely. Behind closed doors, discussions intensify over whether more advanced air defense systems and even offensive drone capabilities should be sent to Ukraine. This latest Russian strike reveals something even deeper: the industrialization of war. Modern conflict is no longer just about territory. It's about manufacturing, logistics, and technological speed. The ability to produce thousands of autonomous systems and deploy them in layered, coordinated waves could define the next generation of warfare. Military experts warn this could be just the beginning. As Russian production expands and Chinese components continue to flow in, the scale of attacks may increase. Ukraine will need to adapt, not just by improving air defenses, but by innovating. Electronic warfare tools, AI-assisted threat detection, and interceptor drones must become standard. The battlefield is changing, and so must the response. The strike in July 2025 is more than a tactical victory for Russia. It's a warning shot to the world. Satellites, drones, hypersonic weapons, and digital deception now shape the nature of war. Traditional front lines are fading. Conflicts are no longer confined to trenches and borders. They're digital, aerial, and global. For Ukraine, the attack is a sobering reminder of what's at stake. For the West, it's a flashing red light. Only those who keep pace with modern military technology can survive in this new era. And that leaves us with the question, what comes next? Will the West act swiftly and decisively, or allow Ukraine to face this evolving threat alone? Will the war escalate further, crossing borders and boundaries once thought secure? If this matters to you, support our work. Subscribe to the channel, turn on notifications, and join the discussion below. Are we witnessing the dawn of a new Cold War, or something far more dangerous?